The following video is not affiliated with any support groups, religions, treatment centers, or institutions. This is an editorial and is not medical advice. Enjoy. All right, addiction, recovery. The topic is harm reduction, and we're going to start the timer now. So what I want to talk about harm reduction is, first of all, there should be a difference between active addiction and harm reduction. Harm reduction needs to be a safe model. And spiritually speaking, it's really important for the individual to be cared for. So the individual entering harm reduction needs to be provided proper care. So there should be nurses, there should be social workers involved. There should be some form of structure, and it shouldn't just be flying by the seat of one's pants. There needs to be support. So spiritually speaking, we look at the value of human life and the value of the life of an addict. And if an addict is really struggling out there on the streets or using drugs that might cause overdose, they need to be put into a safe space so that they can survive, that they can live. And that's the important part. So we want to have a facility either they can live in and use drugs and, get support that they need, or a treatment center that has that same model. And that's all I have to say. I ran out of time. All right, now it's time for me to grade and evaluate what I just said. So I guess first, pretty good answer. And I want to talk about the term active addiction and what is it? So active addiction would probably just be best described as being untethered, right? You have no grounding in any way, and you're just sort of at the whim of your own addiction. So you're picking up whenever you want to pick up, or you're going to the bar whenever you want to go to the bar, or other addictions. You are pretty much actively in that behavior that is defined as you're using. So gambling, or with eating disorders, other things that you're just actively in that destructive behavior and there's no structure and no way to actually be treated. So that is what I would define as active addiction. What I would define as harm reduction is that you are working towards being healthier with the support of, again, like I say, that balanced team of people that you need: doctor, counselor, social worker, psychologist, all of those psychiatrists, if you need one, all of those accountable to them and them helping you. And so in the harm reduction model, it would be like, okay, so you might use once a day, you might use once a week, you might use periodically throughout the month. You might be on methadone or Suboxone, or you might be on some longer term treatment that has been approved by your doctor. So that is, in essence, what's defined as harm reduction. And I said harm reduction facilities, and what are they? Well, those are places where you'd be able to get those supports or live within that framework. Or you could be in a drop-in program, or you could be just basically doing harm reduction through a one-on-one basis, right? So what is spiritual about things like safe injection sites? Well, we're thinking about humanity, and we're thinking about the people that are struggling, and we're looking at it realistically, right? Addicts are already dealing with a bunch of stuff, right? They're dealing with, some people call it the disease of addiction. And so why should they be dealing with other diseases that they can get? So they'll need to go to a safe injection site or a safe consumption site where they get safe materials to use their drugs. And it would be government provided, right? And there's a lot of people that say, well, that's not spiritual because they are indulging in, quote unquote, sinful behavior. And I think that I would refute those people, really. And I would say, again, here's the big term: compassion, right? Think about what it's like to be in their shoes. Empathy. Think about that. Maybe we should be, as a society, providing assistance to all levels of addiction, no matter how advanced they are and whether or not they will remain sober, not using, right? We got to think about people in all sorts of different situations. right? So here's a question, right? Like, should addicts who use be homeless? Well, of course not. People need a roof over their head. We got to think about compassion, and we got to think about it realistically. Will every addict stay sober? Well, obviously not, right? So again, we can't expect abstinence out of everyone, but we can reduce the amount of overdose deaths. And we can reduce the spread of other infections, So that's basically my point. I think that is immensely spiritual, because we're thinking about our fellow humans. We're thinking about other folks and saying, like, how do we want to help out these people and not have super high expectations of them? So I think I was pretty happy with my my answer. So I'd give myself a 75%, which has earned me a nice oversized lollipop. One of the ones that kind of looks like a candy cane all looped together in a little loop like this, right up there. And I earned that, and I earned myself a nice vegan chocolate sundae with nice vegan vanilla ice cream and some chocolate sauce on top. And of course, there's a cherry on there. And I'm glad that I had a decent enough answer for this. And I did a little bit of cleanup as well, and posed some interesting questions that are interesting for me to reflect on as well. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you have comments or questions, continue to engage and just ask me some more questions in the comments below. I will answer every question that I haven't covered in an upcoming video. So I really want to thank you again for tuning in. It's always fun to do these videos, and keep watching, and I'll see you again very soon. Thank you very much. There's plenty more videos for you to watch linked right here.